Hey, Grant Cardone here, and I want to talk to you about marketing. I've learned a little something in the last 12 years since we first started a YouTube channel, but even over the last 30 years when I'm trying to get myself known as a kid that, was starting a business and I had an idea and I was going out knocking door to door, cold calling on companies, and my pitch was always, hey, my name's Grant Cardone and I got an idea. And it took me, from 30 years old till 45 years old. Nobody knew me, one door at a time. It was slow and go. It was very, very painful. If you don't like the idea of knocking on doors and taking 20 years for people to get to know you, well, I'm going to show you in this video, and I'm going to show you in this video how you can actually get known, blast out to the world. If you have an idea, a product, a service, an event, a charity, you want to get known, you got a book you want to sell, you got a product you want to sell, you want to do it from home online. People ask me all the time, hey Grant, if you were 20 years old, what would you do today? I'd do two things. I'd get a mentor and I would market online, okay? I'd take all the money that I make it online. The third thing I would do is I'd invest in real estate, and you see me doing that every day. But today what I want to talk to you about is marketing. How can you get known in the world today? You might not know this, but last year in 2019, Forbes magazine called me the #1 social media influencer in the world to watch. Okay, what they didn't tell you was I raised more money last year than any other single human being in the world. I crowdfunded $360 million in the last 25 months with almost no ad budget. Now, you're going to say, what about Kylie Jenner and what about the soccer pro? Look, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not an actor. I'm not an actress. I'm not running around in a bikini. I don't have any athletic skills. I'm not Floyd Mayweather. I'm not Kevin Hart. I'm not I'm not well known by the world. Yet I raised $1/3 of $1 billion. $1/3 of $1 billion. No endorsements. That $1/3 of $1 billion bought $1 billion worth of real estate. In addition to that, almost every month last year, we did $4 million a month in educational products and services sold online. I don't think I'm exaggerating by a penny. That's $1 million a week. Now, if you'd have told me when I was 30 years old that one day I would be making $1 million a week, I'd be like, are you stupid? That's ridiculous. Okay, I spent 15 years knocking on doors, traveling all across the United States, put 3 million miles on my body, flying across the United States, spending up to 250 days a year trying to get people to know me one door at a time. You don't have to do that today. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter are ways for you to get to know today. So what I want to start with is, well, who are you? Okay, who are you exactly? What have you done or accomplished? What have you accomplished? Okay, what have you failed at? Okay, what is the story you're going to tell? And basically it goes like this, okay? You basically draw yourself out. Who are you? Okay? Who are you? What have you accomplished? What have you failed at? What do you do every day? Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to build the story that you're going to tell every day on these channels, okay? Now, every day you see me go post something online. You see me post a lot of stuff, okay? In the beginning, people were just accusing me. Oh, you post, every day he's posting something, okay? Whatever. Look, you can criticize me. Forbes magazine acknowledged me, but they didn't acknowledge me for the thing that's most important, okay? Whether I'm the #1 social media influencer in the world or not, I don't think that even has anything to do with anything because it doesn't feed my kids. The fact that I raised $360 million and did $55 million in online educational sales last year and sold out a 12,800 person event in Las Vegas. Some of the tickets were 20 grand a pop. The fact that I sell corporate contracts, $30,000 to $60,000 to Fortune 100 companies every single day of the year online using social media marketing, that's important. That's way more important than who's the best social media marketer in the world. You got to pay your bills. Okay, I want to show you how to monetize your brand, your name, your company, your services, your idea, and your products. So look, this is you, okay? This is me. This is you, okay? You take a whiteboard like this and you draw out who you are. Now what I want you to do is I want you to start writing out who are you? This is how you're going to tell your story. Many of you, maybe you've had this problem. What is your content? What are you going to talk about? What is your program? What is your package? Don't figure out the content first. What I want you to figure out first, I'm looking at my watch because I'm a father. I got 2 kids. See, if you just look around and pay attention to what you're doing right now. I tell my wife this all the time. Look, don't try to create ideas. What are you doing that's valuable? Everybody is doing something that's valuable. If you are without work today, you don't have a job, you're 18 years old in the inner city, Baltimore, and you're thinking about going out tonight, you don't know what to do, don't know how to make money, don't know how to take care of your mom, you got a drug problem. All those things are your story. Okay? Those are your story. Don't look for ideas. Don't look for lyrics. Don't think about the lyrics. You have the lyrics inside of you. So just like a rapper would build a story out of their experiences. You know, if you listen to Kanye in the early days, he's talking about when he worked at Gap. He's talking about when he ripped off the register. He's talking about when he stole, when his manager thought he was stealing from the store because those things happened to him. Too many of you are trying to create products and services. What does the customer need? I'm going to find out what problems the world is having and I'm going to solve them. Dude, if you figure out the problems you're having, which needs to be another list right here. Your story comes from your problems. Okay, so look, let's just take this. Who am I? Oh, I'm Grant Cardone. Okay, that's my name. Well, you can only... okay? Grant Cardone, okay? Now, later, what happened, because I started telling my story enough, I became somebody other than Grant Cardone, okay? Over the last 12 years. It's only been 12 years since I started on the multimedia. Did I say the multimedia? See? Okay. That I became Mr. 10X. And that I became Uncle G. And that I became Master G. These are nicknames that people gave me, okay? These are stories that you get to tell. How did I become Uncle G? Because one day I told a story about how I was 15 and 16 and 17 years old and I wanted an uncle to help me and they never came. And that I told my mom one day I'm going to be an uncle to others. I'm going to be the uncle to others that my uncle wasn't to me. And somebody started calling me Uncle G, right? See, again, it comes out of stories. Who are you? Who are you? Okay? I'm going to give you this assignment to sit down and start looking at who are you? Oh, I'm a college grad. I graduated from college. Okay, who else? Oh, I'm a father. So what I want you to do is everything, I'm a father. I'm a husband. Okay, this list is going to get real big. I'm a business owner. Anything to do with business owner? Oh, I survived 2008. Huge part of my story, by the way. I resolved 2008 with no bankruptcy. All my friends went bankrupt. That's part of my story. This is going to be the content. Oh, I'm a real estate investor. Okay, now I'm a cat daddy, which, by the way, I'm not proud of. I'd much rather be Tiger King, okay? So I'm a real estate investor, all right? Oh, I have $1.8 billion worth of real estate. A lot of you out there, you're like, oh, he's always bragging. Look, if you're not telling your story, if you're not bragging about your story, you're not telling your story. Jay-Z is going to tell people, until people finally say it about him, that he's the Jay-Z. Okay, one day you're going to be able to walk in a room and you will not have to introduce yourself. The whole room will get sucked out. The energy in the room will get sucked out because everybody will do this. Oh, he's here. Look who's here. That's what this is about. It's about marketing yourself until the world knows you to the point you don't have to introduce yourself. I didn't know this when I was 25 years old, 30 years old, 35, 40 years old, 45 years old. You know what I was doing? Hey, my name's Grant Cardone. Hey, my name's Grant Cardone. Today I can get in a room. I don't have to introduce myself every day until you work yourself up the food chain, okay? So if I want to call and talk to Floyd Mayweather today, the first time I might have to introduce myself. I'm probably going to need his agent. I'm probably going to need a friend. I'm probably going to need somebody that works for him. But at some point, Floyd is going to be like, oh, now I know who you are. You're that dude. I see you all over. I saw you at the game. I saw you here. I saw you there. I saw you online. I saw you on YouTube. I saw you talking about, whatever on TV the other day, okay? Okay, so business owner, 2008 survivor. I'm just giving you ideas right here. $1 billion in real estate. Oh, let's take the other side, okay? Accomplishments, failures. Your failures are part of your story, okay? Drug addict. Okay? Lost my dad. Lost a brother. What else? Failures. Terrible student in school. This becomes part of your story. It becomes part of what you're going to post online. It's part of the energy that you have to share with your audience, that you can communicate with somebody at 8 o'clock in the morning, again at 9:30, again at 11, again at 1, and you can mix it up, okay? So let's see here. I got, these are all things that I'm building storylines about, that I'll be able to share with my staff, okay? Oh, wow, I'm a marketing guy. I'm sitting here talking to you about marketing. Oh, I'm a speaker. You see, I actually have to have people remind me what I do. I've only done like 7,000 speaking engagements, and I forgot that I'm a speaker. In fact, I'm probably one of the highest paid speakers in the world today. Am I bragging? You know what they say? If it's true, it ain't bragging. Or maybe it's both. And by the way, if you're going to market yourself, you're going to have to brag a little bit. Because if I don't tell people, maybe you don't know. Hell, I forgot I was a speaker. And by the way, speaker in Dubai, speaker in Singapore, a speaker in Australia, all across the world, 19 countries last year. So I can now start communicating with other people in other parts of the world and telling people in Australia, yeah, I was in Sydney, I was in Melbourne, I was in Brisbane. By the way, I went to Auckland, then I went to Fiji. Can't wait to come back. I'm marketing directly to that group of people. Okay, so, reminds me, 3 million miles with the airlines, commercial flights, in coach seats, middle seats, earning miles, eating cold nuts, putting up with flight attendants, telling me to put my phone up. Oh, just remembered, I'm the guy that got your phone approved on the airline so that you can actually use your phone on takeoff. That's in the newspaper, okay, where I fought the FAA. And what's that got to do with anything? Because you know what? When the airlines get going again, I can communicate about what's going on with the airlines. It's, again, part of my story. You'll use it. Oh, just forgot. How about I'm the only guy in the world that has ever, only guy in the world that's ever videoed a bird strike. The only guy. Okay, I forgot, but it's part of my story. It's some content. I'm not saying it's going to be a program. You're not going to have a program on bird strikes. Probably not. Okay, but look how well Tiger King did. A story. Okay, oh, I wrote books. Okay, accomplishments. We're back to accomplishments now. Okay, they'll just pop up. Okay, author. Author what? Okay, 8 books, 13 best-selling business programs. Now, what is a business program? Most people don't talk about their business programs. I've made more money from business programs than I have from my book sales. I'm one of the #1 most listened to programs on all of Audible with the 10X rule. The 10X rule has been translated. Hebrew, Arabic, Portuguese, Italiano, a 10X. 10X your pasta, 10X your mama. Okay, let's see. Author, 8 books, 13 business programs. Oh, Cardone University, almost forgot. Only 50 million users. Now, you're going to start. You might not have all this stuff. If you dig in, you will. You'll have as many things as I have. I bought a house before. Accomplishment. I got a divorce in 72 hours. Most people don't even know that story about me. Friday afternoon, realized I was going to get a divorce. On Monday morning, it was finalized. It was a Saturday, a Sunday, 2 of the days, the lawyers weren't even open. On Monday at 10 a.m., it was signed, okay? My entire divorce cost me $1,100. Who's done that? Nobody can do that, okay? What'd you say, Jared? Crowdfunded. I crowdfunded the first Reg A fund ever to $50 million, okay? Probably in the last 24 months, I think with great certainty actually, using Facebook and Instagram have crowdfunded more money than any other single living human being, which would include dead people too. Oh, who sold out Marlin Stadium? I did, okay. Oh, I forgot, I was a car salesman. What a story. Car salesman sells out Marlin Stadium. Marlin Stadium right here. See, one thing will start leading me. Oh, huh? Watch collector. I'm a watch collector. Jared's having to help me again, okay? Okay, you've seen videos on all this stuff, by the way. Oh, I own a jet. I forgot. I'm the guy that bought the jet when there wasn't a jet for sale. Also, I'm the guy that never got on a jet until I was 28 years old, part of the story. Also, I'm a guy that never flew on a private jet until I was on my own private jet. Never chartered a jet, never been on a jet until I stepped foot on a jet that I bought. All part of the story, right? So is aviation a group of people? Sure. Are car salesmen a group of people? Sure. Have I worked in other retail industries? Yes. I was a furniture salesman when I was 17 years old. I worked at McDonald's when I was 16 years old. I was fired from 7 jobs in a row. I was a shoe salesman. Maybe you heard the story of me and Kevin Hart talking about selling shoes. I think Kevin could have outsold me on shoes. Okay. But I had a different reason to be there. Okay, I was fired from 7 jobs. Let me clean that up. Okay, so what do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm a teacher. Every day I'm teaching. I'm a coach. How many people have I mentored, Jared? Tens of thousands. And look, I had to write all this stuff down and forgot that I was a coach. The point I'm trying to make to you, until you do this whiteboard and do it over and over again, I've done this probably 6 or 8 times in my life. You got to keep doing it over and over and over again. I'm a friend. Okay, I'm a hard friend. Okay, I'm not a friendly friend. Oh, I forgot, brand. Clearly, I have a very distinct brand. Not just one brand either. Okay, if you notice, if you look at that board, I've been branded car salesman. I have been branded social media influencer. I have been branded real estate investor. I know some people that know that I'm a real estate investor that don't even know I'm on social media. I know people that know I'm on social media talking about X, Y, or Z, maybe money. I'm a money guy. I talk about money all the time. Huh? Oh, philanthropist, forgot. I've raised $110 million for charities. In addition to that, given 10 away for myself. Raised $1 million for the Grant Cardone Foundation, which helps kids without fathers. We did that in one event in Las Vegas. Employer. I'm actually an employer.
Business partner.
Okay, I'm an employer of over 500 people. I'm a business partner. I got partners that have made more money with me than they could make on their own. You know who I'm talking about. Let's see. Oh, backgammon. I play backgammon. It's another thing. So again, this is your story. You got to know it, man. If you're unconscious about who you are, if you don't tell your story, nobody's going to tell your story for you. This is where the books are going to come from. This is where the audio programs come from. This is where the speaking gigs come from. This is where time on stage comes from. This is why you can wind me up, drop me on a stage anywhere in the world and say, talk. And I can be like, okay, what are we going to talk about? Podcasts. Have I done a few podcasts? Not even on the list. Okay? In fact, I have probably made more money doing webinars than any other person alive today. I just want to give a big shout out to my friend Lewis House, who taught me how to do podcasts. He taught me, him and Jared, webinars, yeah. I'm not a podcaster. Webinars. See, I don't even know what to call them. Okay? Now, if I was Joe Rogan, I'd be a podcaster, but I'm not. I did a podcast. I did one podcast. In 2 hours, we did almost $2 million. Took us less than 21 days to promote it. 80,000 people registered. How do you do that? You got to have stories to tell. We did an event once. I forgot, live events. We do the largest live events on planet Earth. I know I'm giving you guys a lot to listen to right here.
TV show.
Oh, forgot I did a TV show, okay? I forgot to, I've been interviewed by multiple TV shows. Fox, CNBC, Yahoo, CNN. Okay, so now the question's gonna be, how do I put all this together so it's not just mumbo jumbo? You can't even read it anymore. And this is how this information sits in most people's head. It's just a bunch of mush. It's kind of like looking at the riots on TV. Is that a Macy's? You know, is that a Macy's? Is that Bloomingdale's? Is that Nike's? Okay, I think I saw a bunch of you actually robbing some of those stores. Okay, let me tell you who you're really robbing. By not doing this, you're robbing yourself. You have to get your story clear. You got to get your story clear. Arnold Schwarzenegger, very clear what his story is. Know exactly who the dude is. The Rock, very clear on what his story was. Is it $7 or $12? $7. $7. It's over and over. He tells the story. $7. The Rock here. Hey, The Rock here. Dwayne Johnson tried that and went back to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He tried to abandon that rock thing, dude. It cost him. Okay, who is he? Who are you? What's your story? What are you going to be known for? What's The Rock known for? Wrestler? Funny man? Tough guy? Movie star? Fitness guy? Tequila guy? See, the story starts building out, right? He comes from being the Hawaiian Samoan. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Louisiana. I'm a Southern boy. I am entitled to abuse the English language. See, I just lean into it. Samoan, Samoan, whatever. Dude, I'm from Louisiana, okay? Lean into it. Okay, I misspell words. Walmart's. Dude, own it. Own it. Own who you are. There's no power in you trying to deny where you came from and what your story is. Your story is money. Somebody is going to relate to your story. The first book I ever wrote, first of all, it took me 51 years to write the book. Do I have that in common with other people? Do you think you need to wait until you're old to write a book? No, you don't, okay? So when you start telling your story, when you spend time with me in this mentoring group, what you're gonna do is get clear on your story. See, today with social media, what happens is people are trying to be me, or they're trying to be Gary Vee, or they're trying to be, I was watching a movie the other night, I'm like, that guy's trying to be Tom Cruise. Like the actor had not figured his own self out yet. So he's pretending to be someone else rather than himself. Until you find out who you are and learn how to tell your story comfortably in your own shoes. Drew Brees yesterday came out and said, man, I'm never not going to defend the flag. Okay, all of New Orleans went freaking nuts on him. He came out today and said, man, I apologize. I realized I hurt a lot of people because of he leaned into his story. Social media is a distribution network. It's free, okay? It is probably the greatest gift. Whoa. Okay. Oh, yeah, let me write that. Mechanically deficient. Ignoramus. Oh, yeah, I cuss too. And I'm a redneck. And I shoot guns. See, all those things are part of the story. I gave a dog an enema once. With a hose, with a garden hose, cut off the end of it. Only a redneck does that. How you know you're a redneck? When you cut off the tip of a garden hose, you turn on the faucet and you put it up the dog's to get the peanuts out of him that he ate too many of. That's how you know you a redneck. Okay? And by the way, it was the perfect cure. So a dog owner, you see, all this talking I've been doing, 20 minutes? And I forgot, man, I've owned dogs. I owned a dog called a beagle when I was a little kid. I lost him. I owned another dog called Tramp. He was a found dog. He was, we called him Tramp because he was a mutt, right? I owned a Doberman Pinscher. I owned 2 Great Danes and 2 chocolate labs that were flown in from Wales. They were exceptional, phenomenal dogs. I owned a parrot once. Now I got 2 cats. So why do I want to tell that? Why do I want to know that I've owned animals? Because about 40% of all Americans have a pet. Okay, in fact, some of you will pay more for your pet than you will your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You'll leave them before you leave your little ooh-ooh. Okay? You'll pick up their poop, but won't pick up my clothes. Okay? So check it out. Check it out. This is what we do. This is how we lay out our opt-ins. So when we start telling stories, see, we'll start having people opt in to grantcardone.com/mentor. Okay, then we'll have a thank you page to respond to. Offer a buy or a no buy. I'll be going over all this, okay? The exact funnel that we lay out. Okay, one of the things that we do here, probably better than anybody in the world. I mean, I'm just telling you. We don't sell funnels. I don't have a funnel business to sell you, but what matters more than the funnel itself is what you're saying while you're communicating through the funnel. What am I saying? Am I doing video? Am I doing text message? Am I doing chat? Am I intervening? Am I using a landing page? Am I doing a website? That's what we're laying out here. Is it a one-click upsell? We ran a program this weekend. It was free. 70,000 people registered. How do you get people to even register? What are you going to pay for that? Okay, how are you going to make sense of whether to continue with it or not continue with it? When they pay for it, do you make money? We had 70,000 people. We were profitable before I did the event. It was a free event. We made $250,000 in less than 21 days and were profitable before I did the event. Our last 10X Growth Conference, we had 12,800 people show up for this event. Might not seem like a big deal to you. We are the only profitable event business in the world today. We make our events profitable. The moment you walk into a 10X Growth Conference, you can look around and you can tell these people already made money. I know all of you have been to an event before where they weren't making money. They didn't make money. They lost money to get you to the event, and then they spent the next 2 or 3 days selling you something hard. They probably used me as a headliner, maybe Tony, okay, maybe Pitbull. They bring in these headliners. Sylvester Stallone was there, and you went in there, and then they gotta make it up later, okay? On our events, what we do is we flip the model. I'm not gonna go into everything here. I'll be doing that on our mentor call, but this is basically laid out how we can be profitable, how you can be profitable before you even, literally, you could make money on your ads, not on your event. And so you'd quit complaining about the cost of advertising because you'd be like, okay, we spent $1 and made $6. We spent 20 days and made $250. What was the product? We hadn't delivered one yet. Wouldn't that be nice? We made $250,000 and then we turned the webinar on a Saturday afternoon and made another $1.7 million in 2.5 hours. Some of those people, by the way, when they clicked from 0, then they went to $10, then they came to the webinar, immediately went to 10,000. 10,000 in the first 20 minutes. Okay, in the first 20 minutes of this webinar, and I'll show you how to do this in our mentor program, in our marketing mentor program. In the first 20 minutes of the program, we had already done 80,000, a third of what we had advertised for 21 days, and had another $180,000 in people that wanted to spend more time with me, not less, and that was in the first 20 minutes. Okay? In the first 20 minutes, we almost did what we did in 21 days and then went on to do it on the $1.7 million. But you just need to know, what is the funnel? When I come to a one-click upsell for real estate masterclass at $97, where do I go from there? Is it up? Is it down? Or is it just all around? Do I do this on YouTube? Do I do it on LinkedIn? Do I do it on Instagram? Do I do it on Facebook? Where do I push to? Is it an email program? How many emails did we send out last year?
Over 200 million.
200 million emails. How many people are on an email list?
1.3 million.
So 1.3 million people. First, you got to build a list. I started with one email. It was mine. Okay, it was gc@grantcardone.com. You can try it right now. It's the oldest email I have. It started with GC. I'd email myself. How does this look? I do it all the time. How does this email look? I look at ads all the time, ad copies. How does this ad look? And I send it to myself. I write it and then send it to myself and I look at it. See, as a creator, you want to believe it's, oh shit, that was good. Or maybe you don't believe it was good. That's not so good. Don't decide if it's good or not good. Send it to yourself and then look at it. Okay? 200 million emails that you can learn from me. What worked? What font worked? What length of email worked? What are we saying in the subject line that worked? Do the words all need to be spelled right? Should there be images? Should there be video? Should there be links? Should we send to a landing page? Should we send to a website? Wouldn't you like to know all this? I'm telling you, you can sit at home today. You don't have to go back to college. You don't even have to finish high school. And you could make more money than your mom and dad combined sitting in front of a computer or with a telephone if you had the right product, the right service, the right price point. What is the right price point? Okay, and if you start at zero, then where? $4.95? $4.95? $10? $19? When do you get to 100? When do you go to 1,000? Should you go to 10,000? Could you get to $1 million? How much we raised today? $420,000 came in online today, crowdfunding, using Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, using these channels. You probably can't see it well enough. Can they see it, Johnny? Okay. Where do I distribute to? How does the message change from LinkedIn? Say again, for what?
Day before was 770.
Day before, Ryan's bragging. He thinks he did something. He's got the easiest job in the world. I figured it out. He just sits over there in a chair. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, look what I did. I fly a plane. Autopilot. Okay, Donovan, get the plane ready. Grant, buy the gas. We're ready to lift off. Hey, everybody wants your job. Okay? Okay, so look. What do I use here? It took me 20 years to learn. 20 years to learn what was more powerful than websites. I wasted millions of dollars on websites. Like if you got a budget issue, don't build a website. We have something that is way superior to websites by 50x. A website is not what I would send people to, okay? These pages that we have created here, you can go copy them, okay? I'm gonna show you, starting tonight, if you're seeing this after the fact, you can always reach out to my office. You're seeing this because you're on Cardone U right now. We did this with Cardone U. We constantly update the information in it. And as this year, as we unfold the next 200 million emails on whatever the new distribution channel network is, it could be Discovery. It could be a program on Audible. Maybe it's a podcast that we drop on Netflix. Or Bravo. The next forum, whatever it is, the TikTok or the Facebook or the LinkedIn, the messages have to change with the personality and characteristics of the distribution channel. Okay, it's really important for you guys to know, like, Nathan on LinkedIn is different when he goes to Facebook. He looks different. He doesn't personally look different. He looks different. You understand? He looks at information differently. He has changed. He's gone from being in church to being at a comedy club. He's gone from being at the country club, and then he goes to TikTok, and now he's an idiot. Okay? He goes to TikTok, he acts like an idiot, jumping into people's shoes, doing stuff he would never do if he was on another channel. Then he goes to YouTube, and he's like, I'm going to do a 1 hour video on YouTube, which you can get away with. We have video on YouTube. One video is 20 hours long. How long is that video, the long one, John? 18 hours, sorry. Okay, I exaggerate. I tend to do that. You want to be a marketing genius, buddy, you better learn how to exaggerate, okay? You better learn how to exaggerate, because right now what you're doing is, I promise you, you're drowning right now. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows your brand. Nobody knows you because you refuse to exaggerate. You exaggerate in reverse. You know what I mean? You tell the world nothing. And that is a form of exaggeration in reverse. You don't tell the world what you're doing. You don't brag to the world. How are you going to change the world? Nobody knows you. You can't get me to follow you if you're behind me. Okay, you got to get out front. And you need to get your little megaphone and you need to tell people, this is what I do. This is who I am. I'm raising money for charity. I'm trying to help the world. Mother Teresa had a great voice. Muhammad Ali, I am the greatest in the world. Okay, Conor McGregor, great marketer. He's not the number one greatest fighter in the UFC. He's the highest paid fighter in the UFC. Money follows attention. Money follows attention. Okay, you want to solve the poverty problem of your community? You got to get busy, get noisy. Right now you're competing with riots and protests and politicians and bullshit and lies. Next week you'll be competing with aliens. I keep waiting for the skies to open up. There's a ship outside. And your business is going to die because all the attention gets sucked out of the room because of something on TV or radio. And TV and radio does not want to lose their last little foothold on the world because that's where their monetization comes from. Question is, where does your monetization come from? All right. So I'm going to try to take part of this. When do I get a customer to opt in? When do I get a customer to opt in? Okay, when do I get a customer to register for free? When do I get a customer to give me a credit card? Okay, when they register, by the way, I guarantee you there's a mistake you're making right now. You guys get people to give you an email before they give you a name. You shouldn't do that. You should be like, name, that's it. No password, no setup. We made this mistake. It's cost me hundreds of millions of dollars. Oh, I got to get all the data first. We do it over and over again, too. What's the checkout cart look like? Is it easy or simple? Is it 1 step, 2 steps, or 3 steps? How much data do you want from people? When did you ask for the credit card? How soon did you ask for it? Was it too soon? You didn't get the name? So when they abandoned the cart, you still didn't actually get their information? Are you going to use a landing page? Or are you going to use a website? How many landing pages do you think you need? Okay, is it a standard URL with a / or is it a bunch of different URLs, okay? I mean, how are you going to remember them? I had a guy tell me once, dude, how do you remember all your URLs? Brandon Dawson. He's like, me and my girl, we just sit here and just listen to you on an Instagram. GrantCardone.com /blah, go to this one over here, go to this. How do you even remember them? I have a trick for doing that. And by the way, that URL needs to communicate an action. The / needs to be, you're going to do something with me, okay? How do you use DMs? How many DMs did we add just in the last week? 13,000 DMs on Instagram. How do you use them? How do you intervene with the chat? On your website. You're going to have a website, you're going to have chat on it. Most people have chat, don't even use the chat. What do I do with YouTube? It ain't going away. A lot of things are going to go away. That won't go away. Okay? What are you going to do on LinkedIn? What's the messaging here? What's the messaging on Facebook? They're going to throttle you. You know they're going to throttle you. Facebook owns Instagram. They're going to throttle you. We've seen the throttling, right, Johnny? Okay, what do? See, most of you have a favorite social media. If you want to know what my favorite social media is, get to be part of our mentoring program. I'm going to show you the social media that will pay you over and over and over again, and they can never throttle you. Let's see what else I have. Facebook, TikTok, TV. Don't forget it, man. TV's going to happen again, okay? Infomercials. You will see us do infomercials this year. You'll see straight up ads too. 60-second ad, 30-second ads, and infomercials. Radio and a radio show. We'll buy that time. I could go on and on, okay? So look, what do we want to tell people to do right now? You guys got them? Okay. Okay, Cardone U. I'll continue to bring you new content here. Make sure you're checking into Cardone U every day. Every day we're going to be dropping new content. This is my legacy product right here. Cardone University is where I become a teacher, a facilitator. If you're part of our license program, this is where you need to check in for new information. Not Instagram, not Facebook, and not YouTube. It's here at Cardone U. CardoneU.com. This is the place where I'll help you and your family. Watch this with your family. Watch it with your kids. Watch it with your spouse. Okay? Share it with the people around you. I want to get millions of people using Cardone U as their educational platform so that when you want to learn about sales, marketing, follow-up, how to use social media better, how to monetize, how to actually make money, save money, invest money. If you want to learn how to push a project into your community, Cardone U will show you how to do what you need to do to build your business, build your brand, and get that monetized in the marketplace. Till next time.